Terry's Gardening and Prepping. My name is Teresa. I would like to welcome you each into our kitchen this chilly evening where, yep, I'm fixing to start soaking a pot of beans for dinner tomorrow night. Now, I have been requested once to do a video on cooking beans. I know a lot of y'all know how to cook beans. I know that. But from what I'm seeing from the rescue and stuff from the flooding, apparently there's a lot of people out there that's forgotten how to cook beans from scratch. And plus, I know there's a lot of younger viewers that I have and people who are just now starting to figure out, hey, we need to learn how to cook if we're going to survive. So, just me and Junior talked. Well, we communicated, and he pointed out that he wanted 15 bean soup tomorrow evening for dinner. So, let's get busy. And yes, I said dinner for tomorrow night. I soaked my beans overnight. This is what I'm doing. It's a 1 pound, 4 ounce bag of ham beans, soup beans. Love these things. It's, they say 15 bean soup. Well, some of them in here are peas. They're not beans, they are peas in here as well. I'm going to dump them out. That's what I'm looking for. You want to take the seasoning packet out. Now, this also goes for your dry beans and your dry peas, but not the lentils and the split green peas or split yellow peas, because the lentils and the split peas cook so much faster than dry beans. So they add them into the soup bean mix so it'll thicken up the liquid. You got lima beans, pinto beans, kidney beans, red beans, uh, let's see, great northern beans, navy beans, all kinds of beans. And then there's the yellow ones, the yellow split peas, green split peas, and then you have your little bitty lentils in here as well. It's a wonderful bean mix. Now, what you're going to want to do is what's called picking your beans. You're going to go through, look for rocks, because, yep, you can do all you want to, but there's still going to be a rock, a possibility of a rock in your beans. Don't worry, just pick it out, throw it away. Okay, what I'm going to do now is go over, wash my beans just with water. Wash them real good, and dump the water out. Make sure you don't lose any of your soup beans, and I'll be right back. Okay, I have rinsed them real well and have drained the water off of them because beans are going to be dusty. They are harvested when they're dry. So, into the crock pot they go. Now I'm going to get some water. I'll be right back. Alright, the beans are in the crock pot. I got some water. And I like to cover them with at least half the depth of water as the beans. And yes, I add a little warm water in there. should be enough. And like I said, I do the exact same amount of water as I do beans because you want them to be able to soak in the water, rehydrate. I'm not cooking them yet. This is just the step of soaking the beans overnight to get more of the protein out that causes gas and so on. So I will bring you back in the morning when I start these. Do not season them. Don't do anything to them. Just let them sit overnight. Make sure they're covered because you do not want a chance of any gnats getting into your beans. And I'll bring y'all back in the morning. Good morning, everybody. All right, the beans have soaked overnight. I'm going to take the lid off. Oh, they look good. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drain most of this water out. Now, I saved some of the water in because some of the nutrients of the beans as they soak up and take the moisture in is leached out. I know some people, all it causes gas. Now, it's beans. So I'm going to leave some of the moisture in or some of the water in, and I will bring y'all back. Okay, I have drained most of the water out of the beans. You will see how much they have plumped up. And like I said, I leave about a quarter of the soaking water in because that's got nutrients and all kinds of stuff from the beans. The water's not dirty because you rinsed very well your beans last night. Rinsed them real good, and that water should be clean if you done it right. And this is just regular, plain water. And this is a 6-quart crock pot. I have it filled with about to the 3/4 way with water. This is going to evaporate, cook out, and cook down, and those beans are going to continue to get a little bit bigger. I'm going to put my crock pot on high. No, I do not season my beans at this time. I season my beans. I'll be bringing y'all back in about 2 hours, 3 hours to season my beans. You do not want to put any salt in your beans at this time because it makes them hard and takes longer to cook them. So I will bring you back here in about 3 hours when I'm ready to season up my beans. Now check on them, make sure they're doing fine, stir them, and if you've got more time, you can cook them on low and slow all day. I'm pushing the button a little bit because I got a late start. I've got them on high. I'll see you back here in a bit. Welcome back. It is now time to season the beans. They've been cooking along real good. Now, I am a firm believer, and life is too short to eat plain food, y'all. You don't have to season your beans like I do, but I like flavor. I like food that tastes good. So, now if you're allergic to anything, please, for the love of God, do not use it. I have one small onion, yellow onion, diced. I usually use bigger ones, but they're far and few between. Now, I would have used a little bit bigger onion, but I know that my Cajun seasoning has powdered onion in it, so I'm going to hold off. All right, Oregano. Yes, I like oregano in my beans. I'm going to do about a tablespoon. Liquid smoke, baby. I love my liquid smoke. This is hickory. Just guesstimate that might have been a tablespoon. Oh my God, y'all. We're starting. Okay. Black pepper. You can use white pepper. You can use no pepper. It's all up to you. I want about a teaspoon. Your beans. You can use less. You can use a little bit more. This is my homemade Cajun seasoning. Recently made the video. Oh, that's amazing. I want about a tablespoon. You could add more, you could add less. Your pot of beans, y'all. Your pot of beans. And of course, I'll have down in the description box the list of all the ingredients that I use. You might not have some of them, that's fine. You might not like some of them, that's fine. It's all up to you. This is marjoram. It is an herb that a lot of people don't know. It's more for your heartier meals, your beans, your roasted potatoes, and so on. Now, don't go too heavy with that. It's like thyme the herb. It can be overpowering. Oh, I wish y'all could smell that. Now, yes, garlic powder. Let's say that's about a tablespoon. Season it the way you like it, or until the ancestors tell you, whoa, my child. That's how I do it. Now, I'm not going to taste this right away, because all the seasonings are dry. I want to give it time to soak up that bean juice and for them to release their flavor into the bean cooking juice. Now this, let me move it down here, tickled and happy to have. I found this at one of the salvage stores. It is the, it's like, kind of like Slim Jim snack sticks, but it's the ends and pieces. Now, I've had it in the fridge, but look at all that. First thing that come to mind when I saw it, I'm like going, oh, I bet you it's going to be good in beans. It may not be. Guess what? Still going to eat it. Still going to eat them. Now, if you wanted to, you could use, I usually use, I'll dice it up, but I use smoked hog jowl. I'll use salt pork. Now, if I use salt pork, I'm not adding any salt to the pot because the salt pork has plenty. Ham hocks. Depends on how big your pot of beans is. 1 or 2 of them beautiful smoked ham hocks. And don't y'all say no ooh. you want to, y'all can put turkey necks, turkey butts in there, a big old fat smoked turkey leg. That'd be fine. If you can't do pork, leave pork out. Or you could cut up some kielbasa, some smoked sausage. You can get little smokies, cut them in half, or thirds, depends on how big you want the pieces. Or you can leave all meat out of it. You can use homemade beef bone stock, chicken bone stock, venison bone stock, whatever you have. Or you can just leave it meatless. But the way I look at it, this is a dinner in a pot. And see, these are fully cooked. Oh, that's good, y'all. Oh my God, those are good. I should have got these out sooner. They've been in the fridge. Alright, I'm just going to set that in there. Don't need a whole lot. As it heats up, it'll break up. But like I said, if you can't get a hold of those, I've never seen them before in a pack. Never have. So that's why I was so happy. Sorry, y'all. Those are good. Oh my God, those are going to be good. And all they are like bits and pieces from like Slim Jims or something like that. Now, if you make your own little smoked sausage, you can cut that up, put it in. Alright. I'm going to put the top askew so the bean juice can start evaporating out and cooking down. Sorry, y'all, I'm not meaning to be rude, but man, that's good. That is so good. And of course, I'll come back after a while, check on that, get that chunk of beef stick pieces and ends broke up so it's all throughout the beans. Now, right now, as it stands, this is a full meal. You got your beans, which is also a protein as well. You got your seasonings, which, if you think about it, all of these medicinal. You've got your meat. You're meatless, the beans are protein. This just adds more flavor and everything. Now, in about an hour or so, come in or go in and check your seasoning. Now, if you notice, I haven't added straight salt to it yet. Now, the Cajun seasoning does have some salt in it, but not a whole lot. This has the bits and ends have salt in it. But I don't want too much salt in it because I don't want them beans taking forever to cook. So I'm going to bring you back when these babies are cooked, and I'll let you know how long it's been. It's been about 2.5 hours now. So this is the time if you're going to have fried potatoes. Now, if you wanted to, you could throw in some cubed potatoes, have beans, potatoes, and meat, one big pot, or you could make fried potatoes and onions, or you can just be happy with this. Now, we have some leftover cornbread. Now, well, not quite now, but in probably when you taste your beans, Sample your beans at about the 4 or 5 hour mark. If they're starting to get soft, they're getting close to being done, that's when you want to make your cornbread. Now, if you don't want to have cornbread with your beans, make you some homemade bread. If you're making yeast bread and you got to wait several times for it to rise, like, my recipe for the pinto bean bread or the potato bread, now would be the time when you wanted to start with your bread. Options are limitless. It all ends up being your decision what you eat with your 15 bean soup. So I'm going to get these put in a Ziploc bag, get them back. I'm going to put them in the freezer this time. It's going to be a while before I cook any beans. And I'll see you back when the beans are done. All you'll do is stir them here and then. Every so often, come in, check them, see how your babies are doing. Make sure that lid's askew so, some of that juice can evaporate. At about the 4 or 5 hour mark, check your beans. One of the bigger beans. Don't check a little bean, because they'll get cooked faster than the big beans. And I'll bring you back later on. Welcome back, everyone. It is dinner time. It is definitely dinner time here. So now I'm going to show you how I like to eat my soup beans. So I have a fresh batch of cornbread. So now, that being said, I accidentally cut a piece bigger than the other ones. Yes, I accidentally did. Look at that thick, beautiful cornbread. Yes. And I break my cornbread up in the bowl. Now, of course, I'm going to be having a piece of cornbread on the side as well. Cornbread hot and fresh. Let's get us a ladle of soup beans and some juice. Also, remember, cut your crockpot off. That way they can start cooling down so you can get them stored in the fridge. All the beans are good and cooked. There's those little snack sausages in there, onions. Oh, and I also forgot to mention, I had forgot to put the packet of seasoning from the soup beans in. I already done that. So, this stuff's hot as can be. Let's put a little pepper on there. I'm going to put my salt at my little TV dinner stand. Hot sauce, y'all. Optional, but it's me. I want some hot sauce. I know this is hot. Oh, it's going to be so good, y'all. This is homemade comfort food. And it ended up taking, it was right at, and of course it takes longer in the crock pot. It took about 8 hours. And that's why you can start your crock pot at night before you go to bed, or soak your beans the day before, store them on at night. They'll be ready for you in the morning, or if you're heading to work, soak them the night before. Give yourself enough time in the morning, get them going, and you head to work, and you come home to a pot of soup beans and cornbread. Mmm, mmm, mmm. Oh my God, that's good. Mmm. Alright, sorry y'all. There's some beans on there. Now some of your beans, don't worry. With the 15 bean soup, some of your beans will fall apart because they cook faster. Your split peas, lentils, and so on are going to disintegrate. They'll help thicken your pot of beans up. So don't worry. And then your bigger beans will be whole. Mm. I'm fixing to go get the butter. Make me a piece. Take me a slice of cornbread. Put some butter on it. Real butter. While it's still hot. And I'm fixing to go ahead and have some dinner. I hope this encourages y'all to make your own beans. Now, I know there's a lot of people that know how to make their own beans. This is for those who have asked me questions about how do I cook my beans, and for those who do not know how to cook beans, who haven't had the option or someone to teach them how to cook beans. Simple, easy, delicious, homemade, one pot dinner, y'all. One pot, one bowl. Now you can do a plate. I like using a bowl so I can get more of that juice. You can do this. Believe in yourself. Everyone, take care. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Remember, stock up your pantry with foods that will sustain and nourish you. Dried beans, bean soup mix, you name it. You could also put, if you don't want to do cornbread, you could do this over rice. Many things. Medicinals that will heal you, protection of all kinds, and the bare essentials to survive on. You know, cast iron pots in case the power goes out. Everyone, take care, stay safe and sound. Hoot, hoot. I'll see y'all soon. Love y'all.